सो जाना है ये ले
So this हो गया.
No. We have to finish this chapter.
मैम एक हम कहने मैम प्रिंट कल्चर वापस पढ़ा दो
Choco, ये
Friday we have exam.
and we need to outcome of democracy.
Outcomes of democracy is coming.
ये
नहीं आता है.
Yeah.
मस्ती नहीं अभी मस्ती नो मस्ती
हाँ.
Right, take
We
one.
have yes, this no masti. Then only I can come.
क्या कर रहा है जानवर?
A few children, women and workers we have taken on order.
Today 2 lectures and 1 lecture.
You just tell me.
only one
You come here
School जाते हैं लड़का.
either in front or arm.
School जाता है लड़का.
Yes.
School जाता है लड़की.
Both classes.
Asta.
Yes, you tell.
then
Ma'am, the religious reforms and public debates you have to do.
Eh?
The religious reforms and public debates.
कौन सा chapter चल रहा है?
Let's further page 153. Page 153.
Raju, they are pending.
India as the world of trade.
ये भाई.
Now we need to do from religious reforms and debates. Page 1 I can go.
क्या कर रहा है?
Yes. This lecture we have to complete this one and then we have to.
Can I go
Yes.
bring a bottle of water?
Yes.
All of us are really close. Thank you, ma'am.
Very nice.
Laughing, no.
Laughing. He's
Okay. Very fast we will have the discussion on that. Yes? Religious reforms and public debates. See, we have learned in the world that the sprint helped in.
Please.
If you are taking this one, you can underline. Otherwise, writing, it will take a long time.
Not what will.
अरे छोड़.
So, world we have studied, it helped in the development of that discussions and debates.
Sorry.
You come here.
I'm giving him a tight slap. Very tight.
Let's go there.
I is made here.
Let's say here.
The marks are not satisfiable marks. Where you people now are showing all these things and but the mark is not coming. That is why I am telling at least 1 hour if you are listening, you can do something. After all, you are studying for getting mark. It is not for writing a story or like that. Please attend. So, in India also, you are having eradicating the social evils. Can you tell some of the social evils?
Untouchabilities,
Caste system and all. So, all these evil practices had to be eradicated. For that, the print helped in a way high. Why? Print helped to public tract and it could be distributed to the people. And many people, social reformers wrote about the evils of this kind of practices. So this helped in eradicating the social evils. See, different groups confronted the changes happening within the colonial society in different ways and offered a variety of new interpretations of the beliefs of different religions. So they began to discuss about the interpretations of different religions. So that helped in understanding what evil practices prevailed in their own society. Okay. Then next point. Some criticize, underline these points. See, my death is training, that is why I'm not standing. And
What happened?
I don't know, she's praying. All of us.
Shit.
Some criticized existing practices and campaigned for reform, while others countered the arguments of the reformers. So one group tried to write about the evils of that and to correct it. Others countered it. It is the basic basis of our society, so it should not be. So that is why there were counter arguments and arguments. Okay. These debates were carried out in public and in print. Printed tracts and newspapers not only spread the new ideas, but they shaped the nature of living. They helped in spreading the ideas. At the same time, it also shaped the views of the people. Okay. Next, a wider public now could participate in these public discussions and express their views. 155. Okay.
Attendance sheet देना है जल्दी launch.
So now when it is in the printed form, large number of people could read it. New ideas emerged through these clashes of opinion. So when they were clashing over the ideas and the counter opinions, then new ideas came out from that. So that is how a new viewpoint came in the society to eradicate that all practices which were prevalent for centuries. It was not of 10 years, 20 years, or 100 years. For centuries, it was a practice prevailing in India. So, this way, new ideas, new views came in among the people. In Bengal, this was a time of intense controversies between social and religious reformers and the Hindu orthodoxy over the matters like widow immolation. What is widow immolation? Sati. Widow immolation is sati. And monotheism. What is monotheism?
What?
Monotheism.
One page number.
One.
One God.
Ma'am, page number.
How many times I told the page number? 155, 155 I told.
इसने 154 बोलते हैं.
155 को लगा तो आ गया झूठे.
Monotheism and Brahminical priesthood and idolatry, idol worship. These were the evils against which that social reformers worked. Got it? Next. In Bengal, as the debate developed, tracts and newspapers proliferated. Have you marked these points? Proliferated means in large numbers it came in the market. Then, circulating variety of arguments. Ram Mohan Roy, to reach a wider audience, the ideas were printed in the everyday spoken language of ordinary people. Now, it was not published in that English language or Sanskrit language or that language of the higher ups. It was printed in the language of the public, like Hindi, Bengali, Hindi, whatever language of the public. Okay. Ram Mohan Roy published Sambat Kaumudi, underline this one, from 1821. What was that magazine or newspaper published by Ram Mohan Roy? Sambat Kaumudi. And the Hindu Orthodoxy commissioned the Samachar Chandrika to oppose it. So Hindu Orthodoxy published Samachar Chandrika. From 1822, two Persian newspapers were published, Jami Jahannama and Shamsul Akbar. In the same year, Gujarati newspaper Bombay Samachar made its appearance. So like that, different newspapers came. Muslim religious text in Urdu. There were a group of religious teachers from that Muslims. They were called ulemas. Okay, have you heard about ulema?
No.
Ulema, religious teacher, Muslim religious teachers. Okay. Guru, that Brahminical domination is there, no? So that is, They feared that colonial rulers would encourage conversion, change the Muslim personal laws. So they were having a fear that British would change that personal laws of that Muslims, and they would encourage the conversions. So because of that, what they did, they used cheap lithographic presses. Lithographic presses means stone presses. What is lithography? Stone presses. Okay. Published Persian and Urdu translations of the Holy Scriptures. Okay. Another thing is that the Deoband Seminary, founded in 1867, published thousands upon thousands of fatwas. Fatwa means orders. That is religious orders. Okay. So this should be done, this should not be done. Like that, the orders, the religious orders were issued by these ulemas. Okay. Then the Muslim readers how to conduct themselves in their everyday lives and explaining the meaning of Islamic doctrines. These points also you have to. What all are the fatwas include? Have you marked them?
Yes.
Then, all through the 19th century, a number of Muslim sects and seminaries appeared, each with a different interpretation of faith, each keen on enlarging its following and countering the influence of its opponents. So, new groups. See, earlier only one Muslim group, and now small groups. They interpret their theology in their own ways. So, like that, different seminaries and different organizations were founded. Okay. One thing that now that boy is not coming, that the social coming. Only for social not coming.
Yes. So then English.
English also not coming.
कभी कभी आता है अलग से क्वेश्चन में आया था लास्ट वीक हैं ये गेम लास्ट वीक और अलग से सब्जेक्ट
Now, your mark got
actually that is not
your school get over
जवान तो स्कूल गया था अरे क्लास हो गया था
what time the school get over?
This is
2:45.
अबे
The bus
अलग से भी
अरे बच्चे खाना पड़ेगा अगर एग्जाम में एचपी
we reach home by
एचपी का एचपी का एचपी का
if the bus is too late
एचपी का एग्जाम
Urdu mainly helped them conduct these battles in public. Now, Hindu religious texts began to be published in vernacular languages. What is vernacular languages?
regional languages
Regional languages.
local languages
The first printed edition of Ramcharitmanas of Tulsidas. So, who wrote Ramcharitmanas?
Tulsidas
Okay.
Tulsidas
So, Ramcharitmanas, if it is given Tulsidas, you have to answer. Then Tulsidas is given, his book is Ramcharitmanas. Okay. By the mid 19th century, cheap lithographic editions flooded North Indian market. From 1880s, Naval Kishore Press at Lucknow and Sri Venkateshwar Press in Bombay published numerous religious texts in vernaculars. Okay, which were the names of the presses?
Three, like
And
I body first ka. First ka नहीं. Any second point. Second point. Second point.
and what was the other one? Please attend. Naval Kishore Press.
Naval Kishore Press in Lucknow and Sri Venkateshwar in Bombay.
See, this one mark question. That is why I am stressing. Then, in their printed and portable form, these could be read easily by the faithful at any place and time. They could also be read out to large groups of literate men and women.
Yes.
Religious texts therefore reached a very wide circle of people, encouraging discussions, debates, controversies within and among different religions. Now, when we study about new forms of writings, which are the new forms? One is newspaper, second, novel. What is novel? Long stories, lengthy. Okay. So newspapers were there. Then the next is novels. You come here. No laughing. I am stressing only for getting mark. It soon acquired distinctively Indian forms and styles. For readers, it opened up a world of experience and gave a vivid sense of diversity in human life.
Where are you reading?
New forms. Other new literary forms entered the world of reading was lyrics, short stories, essays. Underline this term, at least this one, which are the new forms of writing. Anyhow, a big answer will not come from this part. So at least the names of that different persons and what are the works. Okay. Then, in different ways, they reinforce the new emphasis on human lives and intimate feelings about the political and social rules that shape the society. So, human lives, their experiences, and how it is having a peculiar way they could express their feelings. All these were the themes of this verse. Understood? When we are trying to express our feelings, so many types of feelings are there. So all those feelings, when we have to express that one, have will give intimacy, so that the people get interest in reading that. Understood? Next, one important example is Raja Ravi Verma. Have you heard about Raja Ravi Verma? He was born in a royal family. His father was the king of Kerala. So from childhood onwards, he was having interest in painting and drawing. New style he devised, and the walls of that palace he decorated with paintings. From his very young age onwards, he showed his interest in painting. When he grew up, he already have read that famous works. That is Abhijnana Shakuntalam, the great works he had already read. Now he wanted to picturize that concepts. For that purpose, when he was thinking about that Shakuntala of Shakuntalam, he wanted to have the character in front. For that, he traveled from Kerala to different parts of India, and he got characters, real life characters for his painting. He made that characters to stand and he painted that person. That is all the books he painted. That means the themes of that famous books were painted. And this was not just imagination, it was the real person. Some of the paintings, that is, he found a character from Maharashtra. Some paintings, he found a character from North India. So, like that, for each and everything, he found a character. Why means then only it can reach when you are seeing one of your friends' painting is there. So you will think that, oh, this is so and so. So you will get a closeness to that, and that story behind it also can be understood. I am not telling that there is some story about your friend. I am talking about this big novels, dramas, and all. Certain themes were there, and that themes were painted, and through that it reaches to the minds of the people, common people. Okay. Now next is that the cheap prints and calendars easily available in the bazaar could be bought even by the poor to decorate the walls of their homes or places of work. See, you might have seen in old big houses, there used to be some kind of arty crafts in front of that house. Sometimes, if that great grandfather was interested in hunting, that head of that animal used to be placed on that. It may not be the real head, so some kind of image of that.
My uncle has the real head of his house.
Maybe. So, because the thing is that it is banned. Yeah.
Not in India,
Yeah.
but in India, most Canada with animals like that. तो तुम लोग ने frozen देखा है तो स्वेन मतलब स्वेन का
So,
200 पे घर में रखा है.
मेरे मामा ने
so in order to decorate that houses, people used to purchase and keep it at home. So this way, the books and other things also people could buy when it was available at a cheaper prices. Okay.
preserves the share.
Next is that by 1870.
घर में रखते हैं.
अरे गवाह टीचर को डेकोरेट करेंगे प्रिजर्व करते हैं एनिमल्स पूरा ऑर्गन्स हम
So 1870s caricatures and cartoons were being published in journals and newspapers commenting on social and political issues. Another important way of presenting the things were caricatures and cartoons. What is the difference between caricature and
caricature is when you mock someone through drawings and cartoons is a comical way of expressing.
So you might have seen in the newspaper Times of India and all, famous cartoonist was the Rakya Lakshmans. So that's a cartoon, but humorously he is presenting the political situation or that. It was in caricatures, the person only made to be a laughing stock. But
in introduction there were some caricatures were used, right, to mock the monarchy.
yes, monarchy. So here, that in earlier revolution time, there were two groups. That was one is monarchy and the other was church as an institution. So the people began to mock at that. What is that institution? That is king as a buffoon character or like that. So whatever is that, that is a way of presenting the things with the help of. Some caricatures ridiculed educated Indians' fascination with Western tastes and clothes, while others expressed the fear of social change. See, some cartoons were. See, when we look at. When we look at the earlier some persons, especially like Dr. Ambedkar, every time we can see his this thing with the coat, tie and all. Because in his childhood he had experienced the ridicule from the people who belong to a poor family of untouchables. So that when he grew up, he always used this type of dressing. So educated Indians' passion for that Western type of dressing also ridiculed in this way. There were imperial caricatures lampooning the nationalists as well as the nationalist cartoons criticizing imperial rule. These are the two types. You just underline these 2 points. What is imperial caricatures lampooning the nationalists as well as nationalist cartoons criticizing the imperial rule. Got it?
What is number?
Lampoon means making it, that is a big
Carrying
character.
a big deal out of it, like some piece of them.
Okay, women and print. See, lives and feelings of women began to be written in particularly vivid and intense ways. See, in short, I am going to tell that is the people, women at that time. Huh? I feel that
this.
this
You
one.
have done this. I've underlined. Ma'am, new form of publication we haven't done, but the given and print we finished.
Ma'am, we finished print.
अरे वो मैम ने पेडलर्स भी तो बोला था ना बाटा पब्लिकेशंस.
No. These all things I think I have completed.
अरे इसी रामास्वामी नायकर का भी किया है. अरे मैम this chapter is over.
Ma'am, we've done this.
I have wasted my time.
Yes.
When I was telling.
Ma'am, because actually that I didn't bring my books. I forgot to underline. इसलिए इस chapter हो गया है.
Censorship also I have told.
Yes ma'am. Ma'am, you told that you will show video ma'am. Out of the synopsis.
Outcomes of the
Ma'am, 4 days are exams. After 3 days are exams.
outcomes also coming now.
All.
Full portion.
Extra lecture.
It is over.
It is some fun.
Extra lecture.
Okay. Outcomes of the steps. Come here.
Ma'am, is it okay for
मैं आऊँगा तो फिर वो add करेगा वापस.
because there is one my neighbor, he died. So my mom might not be at home because she has to go for the procession. She might call me. So I put the ring tone very low. What if it don't someone's silent?
I don't know how.
That's when I go watch.
Come here. Textbook.
पूरा रिकॉर्ड बढ़ा दिया आवाज नहीं आएगा.
Come here.
जाना.
You just take a textbook that
होना
outcomes.
मेरे से होना है. चुप. तो क्या चुप यार? बहुत छोटा क्या पढ़ेगा? अबे 90 किलो का है. तेरा दिमाग बहुत छोटा है भाई. एग्जाम में क्या झूठ बोलते रहते 79 भाई को 79 मिला है.
Straight up or a bigger size.
Or this chapter, last chapter, remember? Right.
आगे रह रहा
तो आवाज किसका आया?
जब पूरी सी आती है. क्या हुआ यार? देख कितना छोटा है. अरे दूर से देख हुआ.
बोल रहे
ये बात कैसे कर रहा है?
ये अच्छा लग रहा है.
तो ये लग रहा
Outcomes.
है how it comes.
Yes. Okay. Now now let us recall what we have learned in 9th standard.
Yes.
Our journey of democratic politics started from that 9th standard.
Yes.
There we have studied first what is democracy, why democracy.
Yes.
There we have seen how can we define democracy, what are the merits and demerits of democracy. So, and that journey is ending up with this lesson.
Last
Throughout,
chapter.
throughout that journey, we have learned so many aspects. In that 9th standard syllabus, we have learned about the constitution, we have learned about elections, we have learned about the democratic rights and other institutions. All those things in 9th standard we have learned. When we studied about the studied in 10th standard, our subject diversified and we studied different aspects of that. The power sharing we studied, federalism we have studied, gender, caste and religion we studied, then political parties. So this was not exactly related to that one, but still it has some alignment with that democratic structure. Okay, so here we are going to assess it. That is, how can we assess democracy? The quality of democracy or outcomes of democracy. In that, the first 5 points are coming. That is why we prefer democracy over any other systems. That is what merits of democracy. We have dictatorship, we have kingship, we have military dictatorship, everything we have heard. But why are we preferring democracy? First feature is that it promotes equality among citizens. You underline these points or write down these points. If you are not having the textbook with you, you just write down.
Ma'am, these points are
It is there in the area, but here we have to analyze it. What is that? Equality among citizens. When how equality is promoted among the citizens. We know that in democracy, all the people are considered as citizens. Whereas in democracy, they are considered as what subjects. Okay, they are considered as subjects, but in democracy, they are considered as citizens. That is the difference. Subjects and citizens. What is the difference between subjects and citizens?
Citizens means people.
Subjects means not people.
Math, science.
Yes? Surgical.
Surgical strike.
There you cannot find it.
Subjects are different subjects now.
In democracy, the word subjects or that politics, when we are using the word subject, it is chemistry, bio, physics and all. This I am telling you, attend it. Yes, can you test? By verse.
Subject to consider the sort of rights.
Rights, works. Subjects are just like slaves. Do they have any rights? No. Whereas in democracy, we are considered as citizens, we enjoy rights. Understood? That is the difference between subjects and citizens. Citizens enjoy rights, whereas subjects not have any rights. Got it? The first point is clear to you? Equality, promote equality among citizens. You write and show me.
Equality among citizens.
Upon.
Equality upon. Second point. Enhances the dignity of the individual. You have learned
Yeah, all these points are in 9th grade.
that only, but 10th standard, if you are asked, what you will write?
Because every citizen is counted equally, and because their opinion matters, that's why it enhances the dignity, because each citizen has an important role to play in our decision making
Ma'am, can you
process.
explain dynastic succession?
Dynastic succession मतलब जो किंग का बेटा ही किंग बनता है उसका
मतलब heredity ना?
hierarchy system.
हम लोग तो सोचे वो बोले heredity.
Heredity succession.
It is one way like that. The son succeed the father.
जैसे PM का बेटा PM.
नहीं वैसा नहीं.
वो मर जाने के बाद
That only political parties, if
नहीं
they are
dictatorship होता है ना, तो अगर dictator बना तो dictator का बेटा है
see,
dictator.
this
Yes,
dynastic succession is one of the
जैसे
challenges faced by
Elizabeth
political
and
parties.
जैसे Elizabeth
वो monarchy है, monarchy में dynastic.
That is monarchy.
Constitutional
में आता है ना
But democracy, political parties, dynastic succession means the
जैसे राहुल गांधी बोलो, मतलब
not only that, many other.
राहुल गांधी an example.
Rahul Gandhi did not become PM or like that political power.
I know, but
He did not want that presidentship of that Congress also.
But it was still a
is-
succession, no? It was
It is not a succession. People supported him to be the leader. Understood. But every case, when you see that earlier Indian history, that time it was not come like that because of the son, or because he was the son of that PM. He become the PM. No. People have to elect, and then the majority party is choosing one leader. Like that,
सोनिया
this
भी पढ़ाती है, खतरी, और दिमाग तो तुझे
Okay, listen.
But
Here
it cannot be
you
said.
are talking about the dignity of the individual. You have studied in our preamble dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the country. This statement is mentioned in our constitution. Constitution preamble of the constitution. So every individual is a dignified person in a democratic system. Understood? They are not considered as subjects. They are not considered as something that they have come from somewhere else. They are part and parcel of that system. That is why this dignity is enhanced. So, third point, improves. I want these points to be in your book.
Only in my
Improves the
book.
quality of
Only
decision
in my
making.
book.
Everyone is. These people are also talking. What is this? Improves the quality of decision making. In our parliament, debates are taking place. Decision is not taken by one person. The decisions are taken after a lot of discussions and debates. So that enhances the quality or increases the quality in the decision making. What will be the demerit of that? If such a decision is taken, how it will affect the people? All these points will be discussed. That is why improves the quality of decision making. What the point? Next point, provide a method to resolve the conflicts. We know that in every type of political system there will be conflicts. Nobody will agree.
Can you zoom that? उधर वो प्लस का साइन है ना उधर ऊपर जो ब्लैक हेड है उधर प्लस का साइन है वो दबा ऊपर नीचे नहीं हाँ ये जो मैं
थोड़ा नीचे कर दो
अभी थोड़ा नीचे कर थोड़ा और
बहुत ही बढ़िया।
नहीं नहीं और ऊपर
keep it.
थोड़ा सा ऊपर
So, it improves the quality of decision making. Then
ऊपर करो ना
provides a
मैम।
method of resolving the conflicts. We know that no two persons are agreeing upon the one point. So, still they discuss on it. They find a way to solve that disputed topic. So there is a way to resolve the conflict. It is not that you are putting an end to that one, fighting, or that is a stubborn way it is settling. Thus, resolving that problems in a peaceful way. That is what the advice. Then allows room to correct mistakes. We know that human beings make mistakes. If we find that we have made a mistake, there is always a way to correct it. From mistakes we are learning. See, when I don't know that is whether you are learning from your mistakes or not. When you get a bad mark, that day you cried, you were sad because your parents will shout. After that, you come to that normal condition.
And then improve our marks.
You have to improve. That is why it should be a lesson for you. But many of you are not learning from that. But democracy is not like that. If they experienced some kind of problems, they try to sort out that one to correct that.
Because many lives depend on how the government works. Right?
Many
Lives depend on how the government works.
see,
Lives of
then
so many
also,
of us.
if the government is truly thinking about that welfare of the people, they will not commit a mistake in the initial stage. They will try to think about that what would be the outcome. But if the government is one-sided, then naturally they will take a mistake. We know that the previous
Ma'am, you are a
government.
BJP supporter.
No,
Congress.
no.
So
I am not a supporter of any political
मैम
party.
ने इतना वोट भी नहीं किया
therefore you are a good teacher. In our school, Sonia Miss is a cutter fan of BJP, and I am against her.
वो बीजेपी नहीं पसंद
No, it is not like that. Good,
वो 15 साल का
good works to be supported.
जहाँ
वोट
वोट भी नहीं
तो 14 साल का
We
14 साल का
have to.
कौन सा इंडिकेटर डाला बीजेपी
Last time.
14 साल का
Listen,
ये तो कैसे वापस इंडिकेटर
listen.
बोल
I'll
रहा
tell you.
तो भी साथ कौन
See,
जाएगा?
last government 2019 to 24. The government did not allow anybody to express their opinion. If parliament, that is debates, have to be taken in place, the opposition members will be kicked out and they will take the decision. So all the decisions used to fail. But now it is not possible because they don't have that much support or they don't have that much number.
seats.
Ah.
That's why they wanted more seats this year. अब की बार chance of power.
But nothing got,
वही तो वे
240 only they
बीजेपी
got.
का फुल फॉर्म भारतीय जनता पार्टी नहीं है. मैंने एक अलग बनाया हुआ है.
चल चल चल
Cheers.
You don't know.
क्या? दिया. I have one more than that. I want even higher.
That doesn't matter.
You are having
Option
something.
of without करेंगे, that is not democratic.
See, actually, that is what they did were all for show. You just think only about that constitution of that union.
That was before political elections, so
Ah. So that reign itself negates that. So not for show. Do something for the good of the people. Are the people happy? Ah. Those who are
And
experiencing.
BJP kicked out the opposition from the parliament.
Eh?
BJP kicked out the opposition from the parliament.
In the parliament, they are not having that much support.
BJP.
So when a decision have to be taken, other parties also need to support. Then only it can be passed. Every bill need to be discussed properly. That is what they are suffering now. They learn the lesson. That is why
What did they do in 2019 to 2024?
that 19 to 24 means no opposition was allowed to be the opposition leader. Because opposition leader is a status given to that opposition party. So that was not allowed. And whenever the discussion used to take place, for silly reasons, the speaker used to kick the punch. So without that, they have the majority, so they can easily be passed. Their number was more than 303, and the supporters were also there, including them. Without proper discussion, all the bills used to be passed. And just before the election, in the name of electoral bond, the big this one was done. That is what is that? Money laundering. Understood. So all these things are very bad. Democracy means what? People should be happy with that. There should be a room to correct the mistakes. You have done a mistake means there should be a chance to correct your mistake. And you have to take it as it is. Okay, we have done wrong, we have to accept. How much the protest was there from that farmers? How many years they protested? How much protest was there from that sports person? This year, any gold medal we got?
Ma'am, आप vote देते ही हो.
In Paralympics.
Paralympics. The real Olympics after 4 years. No. Last year we got, previously we got.
So what Paralympics is still a very big deal.
See what I am telling, Paralympics, earlier also we used to get to that way. But this much money we spent for this Olympics and not even a single medal. Because just before that, there were about 4 or 5 months that the protest from that sports people. It was targeted against one BJP MLA.
What bad?
That was one the women sports persons were tortured by the BJP, and they were demanding this person should be thrown out. But this person, very movement that forgets that the last final event time, he was in that particular place. How can he go? That is still a big question mark. Just for 100 gram only she lost even that. So that particular place, this person was there. So
BJP supporter.
So much. Okay.
रैली करता भाई.
मैं तो कुछ पॉलिटिकल पार्टी सपोर्ट नहीं करती. एक नया पॉलिटिकल पार्टी बनना चाहिए जिसमें ज्यादा यंग लोग हैं कि बेटर डिसीजन मेकर.
See, young is not the next one actually.
Exactly. But in more representation, liberal and qualified institutions.
This one experience was
That's not a mistake. There will be more young people because they know what's going on.
okay. All 5 points written.
अभी क्या हो गया?
Now, these are the expectations. I will give you. Listen. So these all are the things expected from a democratic system. Means,
You know the lead scam, right? You know the lead scam this year's league. What did BJP ever do something?
Yes.
क्या किया?
No.
No,
अरे नहीं
normally
मेरे को लगा कि बीजेपी ने कुछ किया था क्या, मतलब वो बीजेपी का साथ था क्या, पर बाद में फिर मैंने क्वेश्चन
no, it was that somebody lead that was the question paper and answer paper and some other person got for the
होने होने
one or two places for the same thing.
इतना इतना फैट ये मेरे दिमाग में फैट शो
It
करता है
was
भाई,
not that
दिमाग
BJP
में फैट शो करता है मैम, इसकी बॉडी दिमाग में भी फैट शो करती है, इतना फैट है, फैटी एसिड है,
इतना छोटा है कि दिमाग में छोटा
अबे
है,
इतना छोटा है ना,
ये keep quiet Mangan.
I'll just sit here.
सुबह के आईडी इतना और मोटा
That is not required topic. We are discussing on the
हम ये बोल रहा ज्यादा तो बोलो ना,
हैमस्टर ही बोलूंगा।
Okay, it was not that the government have done. Or that
मेरा हुआ है पूरा ऐसा
done.
इतना जगह पे देखते
It was done
Hamster.
during that government step. That is why we are doing this.
So that's what the guidance for the government that are improving the education, the decreasing the competition, decreasing unemployment, and more and
That is
increasing
what
the
the
opportunity.
opposition is very
Because you know how that country is, if you and it's very difficult. It's a very bad system.
Now new problem is also coming. The diplomatic relation between India and Canada have Are you participating in the discussion or not?
Yes.
The topic is like that.
No.
Because of Prime Minister of Canada actually decided the
अभी कल आना पड़ेगा, कल आना पड़ेगा, कल एचपी का एग्जाम है, पर तेरे को भागना पड़ेगा।
तो शादी तेरे को लाइन आउट
कल देखते क्या होगा।
I will tell Meena madam to call your father. I want to talk to you.
Now what I did, he is telling me bona man, but he is a fatty boy.
छोटा
Can you keep quiet? It is about childhood with Surya, India, where BJP party क्या करी है, and then what are the diplomatic situations and I say please. So diplomatic ties between India and Canada got very much strained. Yes. So that may affect future.
Ma'am, they are actually also treating Indian residents over there very harshly. I have relatives there.
This one started 9 months back. And then afterwards, the Indian people who are living in that country should be quiet, you know. They should not start to protest how they are doing in India. There are some ways.
Yes, there was
So it is having repercussions in other countries also. Now England is telling that we are going to kick that Indians out. Other countries also that where the number of Indians are more.
even there is so much online based movements on social media.
Ma'am, 16.
कौन 16
Right, that's the negativity and keeps you on the back.
But still the Southeast they are more educated than foreigners.
Not necessarily.
See, now you just think about why there is a rush from India to foreign countries.
That's mainly because of the high
Better wages.
Whereas wages can be fixed, sir, if there was a
Yes.
population.
And our education system, if we are improving, there would be a rush from other countries to India. That way, Indian economy also can be advanced.
Like IIT is the best college in India, but according to world status, it's not even in the top 40, right? But
India's education
That
system
is the
is
quality.
good,
The quality is decreasing, deteriorating. That is why Indian people are.
Ma'am, main problem with
everything in
Yes,
India is that they're mainly focusing on the quantity rather than the quality. If they would have just controlled the birth, if they would have just controlled the birth in like the next 20, 30 years, you would have seen better things because
No, not this one.
live stream, ma'am, because personally, like more than half of my family members